Let's look ahead to the man who's going to be introducing Governor Romney tomorrow night. That's his home state senator here from Florida, Senator Marco Rubio. Good to see you, Senator.
Good morning.
Let's talk one more note about last night, though.
Yeah.
Christie, powerful speech, fired up the crowd. Some people noting, though, that it took him a while to get to Mitt Romney, that he didn't do enough to actually build the case for Mitt Romney.
Well, it takes those moments at the beginning to build the case. If you listen to the speech, it was a very carefully crafted, well-delivered defense of what leadership is about. Now, what he was saying is that, look, some of the tough choices we're going to have to make are not going to be necessarily popular, but that's what leadership is about. The conclusion that he reached in the speech, was the one that he needed to reach, and the right one, and that is that Mitt Romney is the guy, the only one running for president, that's going to tell us the hard truths, and it's going to help us to confront the challenges that we have.
And tonight, Paul Ryan. No question he's going to be popular inside this crowd right here. Yeah. But you saw what the Democrats did the minute he was picked, especially right here in Florida. They come out and say his plans will end Medicare as we know it. Did his choice hurt Mitt Romney's chances?
Absolutely
right
not.
here?
Tonight, the American people, millions who may not know a lot about Paul Ryan other than the headlines that they've read, are going to get to know Paul Ryan the way many of us know him, as a serious policy thinker, someone that brings a unique life experience and a unique perspective on some of the issues that we face because of his age, because of our generation, but at the same time, someone who is as deep and serious a thinker about our issues as ever before.
But on Medicare, the Democrats will argue that that voucher plan is going to put the risks of rising costs on the backs of Medicare beneficiaries.
Well, I think in Florida, for example, where I represent 3 million people that are on Medicare, one of them is my mother, another one is Paul Ryan's mother, and that, they understand the reality. This is a program that's spending more money than it takes in.
If Mitt Romney is going to win this race, he's going to have to do better with Hispanic voters than he's doing right now, right?
Well, I think you're going to have to do better among all voters, obviously, and I think our message is one that appeals to all voters. Look, at the end of the day, no community in America has been impacted more by the failures of this administration's policies.
Your party also has a platform that calls, though, for self-deportation of 11 million illegal immigrants. Democrats are taking aim at that. And look what the chairman of the Democratic Convention, the mayor of Los Angeles, Antonio Villaraigosa, said last night. He said, you can't just trot out a brown face or a Spanish surname and expect people to vote for your candidate. He was referring to you tomorrow night.
Well, I think he's referring, and quite frankly, what he's saying is true for both parties. The policies matter. And look, the Republican Party does have a challenge. We can't just be the anti-illegal immigration party. We have to be the pro-legal immigration party, and I think Mitt Romney has really done that.
As you know, President Obama has suspended the deportation of young immigrants who were brought here by their parents. It's been hard to figure out where Mitt Romney is on this issue. So you talk about hard truths. What is the hard truth there? Will he rescind that executive order or keep it in place?
Well, what he has said is that if he's president, there'll be a permanent solution to that problem that won't require the short-term one. Now,
but what about the executive order?
Well, look, the problem with the executive order is twofold. Number one is I think it has constitutional problems that ignores the separation of powers.
So he will rescind it?
Well, I can't speak for what he's going to do on the policy. I think he's going to replace it. That's what I think you can expect from the Romney presidency.
What do you hope to do tomorrow night?
Well, I hope to present to the people of the United States in the few minutes that I have two things. A very unique human being in Mitt Romney, who has lived his life in a way that's not just admirable, but really a role model, irrespective of how people may feel about his policies. They may disagree with him on policies. And then also the choice that America has between two very different views of government's role in our economy. That's really what this election's about. It's not just a choice between a Democrat and a Republican. It's a choice between two very different futures. I hope I can do that tomorrow night.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Thanks,
Senator.